And that's running. Okay. So, welcome back to Morgan Talk. Welcome back to Morgan Talks Comics.
You've giggled so much you've lost your place there. Like, you're talking comics. What's next?
I've completely blown it. I've lost it completely.
Well, carry on though.
Welcome back to Morgan Talks Comics. This week we are looking at an independent comic from last year called Flat Tire by, I believe, Canadian cartoonist James Collier. I found him online. I was browsing on Instagram and came across his artwork and really liked it. Lot because of his use of colour, which has really informed how I make my cartoons now. Joining me this week is Eliza Mariah Chamberlain. Hello.
Hello, and I've got a list. Can I share my list?
You can share your list. Go for it.
This is a list of all the countries that have been listening to us, and I was just amazed when I saw it. I can't read my writing. Australia, Brazil, Canada, France, India, Japan, Malaysia, Pakistan, South Korea, the UK, USA, and Vietnam. I mean, it's just amazing, isn't it?
It's pretty remarkable. I mean,
we want more countries,
we do.
but we appreciate the ones we've got.
Yeah, given that we're quite a small show at the moment, we're thrilled. So thank you ever so much, everyone. That's brilliant.
You're thrilled, are you?
I'm thrilled.
Thrilled.
Thrilled. I'm thrilled. Yeah. 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 So James Collier is a cartoonist I came across last year while I was on Instagram. Really like his style, reminiscent to me of the children's illustrator Maurice Sendak, who did In the Night Kitchen and probably most famously Where the Wild Things Are. The way that James does sort of cityscapes, you can see in the background. We're just looking at the cover at the moment. In the background here, there's these sort of slightly distorted cities. It reminds me a lot of Maurice Sendak's work, and also Robert Crumb as well, who we've mentioned more than once. We ought to do Crumb at some point.
Yeah, I gather he's fairly important.
He's fairly important. I want to get more of his stuff. Yeah,
I like the look of this. Just the whole cover. I like it. I especially like a bicycle. I suppose
it is.
Sort of is. What's this?
So this is the little cat character. We'll get it as we go into it.
Knickers on.
No, he has over his feet sticking out.
Oh,
so the comic is actually called Flat Tire, and the front cover is like it's a cityscape picked out in a nice sort of pinky mauve colour with this small I know cat-like character, and then this sort of almost abstract version of a bicycle with a flat tire.
Well, actually, the entire it's just completely gone.
Yeah,
it isn't a tire at all. And actual fact, what? This isn't pinky mode. It's pink.
Okay, it's pink. Something else I've just realised as I'm looking at this cover is there's a lot of similarities to Dr. Seuss's style of drawing as well.
Oh, those books about the Cat and the Hat and
the
all
Cat
that.
in the Hat and Green Eggs and Ham and all that sort of
I
stuff.
wasn't allowed to read those as a child.
Yeah, so there's clearly quite a lot of influences here on James's work. Say I picked up on moving into it now. I picked up on his stuff last year, and it's been a big influence on my stuff, especially how I work with colour.
What's this?
There are bones and a bag of rubbish.
Oh, right, he hasn't put the bins out.
No, he hasn't put the bins out.
Okay.
So heading in. Excuse me. So on the inside front cover, there's sort of a page of, I'd almost say doodles. I've seen, now that I'm following James and I see how he works, I've seen that he does a lot of, like a lot of artists, he sort of takes pages and puts quite a lot of different artwork into it, just doodling ideas.
You do that?
Yeah, we all do that.
You keep making me jump.
Yeah. there's a finish to date here of July 2025, which I think is I probably got it in August or September of last year because I had to wait for it to come over to the UK and find a UK supplier. Thank you to Gosh Comics in London who sent this out to me.
It's an American comic then.
It's Canadian. It's printed in Canada.
Right. Right. Have we had a Canadian one before?
Don't think we've had a Canadian. Oh, actually, we have. Jay Stevens, who did the Fantastic Dwellings comic. He's Canadian as well.
I think I've forgotten. It's all right. If I was to see it, I would remember it.
So we're moving into the first story of this issue. It's a really lovely sort of just under A4 size comic. So it's a much larger size. So there's room for the artwork to sort of breathe.
Is it called Kitty?
So Kitty is this cat character who has appeared on the front. It has a bandage over one of his eyes. So it's called Kitty Finds Employment, and we've got an large opening panel of a van stuck in lots of traffic on like a flyover. You know,
That's good. Sorry, I can't stop thinking that we're getting 2 kittens in a few weeks.
we are excited because we are getting some new kittens soon. We are really looking forward to that. We've been without a cat for quite a while, and we're really looking forward to having some little kittens again.
Right. What's going on here?
So Kitty is in he's in a delivery van.
Like Postman
He's
Pat.
working as a delivery driver. Excuse me. He says stuck in traffic again.
Too loud.
And he's like, yo, kids, don't take your freedom for granted. There's some kids on the side of the street.
Don't take what?
Don't take your freedom for granted. And they go, aight.
What do they go?
Aight, which means all right.
What, in Canadian?
Or sort of more like street slang.
Oh, right. Okay, I get that.
And he says, go back to school, study construction. Because we can see the inside of the van.
Is he construction person?
Well, he's working as a delivery driver. So we go over to the next page, and he's carrying a big, toppling pile of parcels.
Oh, right. So he is like Postman Pat.
He is a bit like Postman Pat, yeah. But as he's walking along, he trips over the curb and he drops all of the packages.
Oh dear.
But he's clearly a mindful cat because he's talking about practicing gratitude, and that's why he's being punished. And then he says, I am blessed and grateful in this moment. So he's trying to practice like gratitude, like.
Why was he? Hang on. Does that mean he didn't do gratitude and therefore he tumbled?
That's why he thinks he tumbled.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's a bit close to home today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little bit close to home today. Yeah. Do you want to tell him what happened?
I came out of a hospital. Just an outpatient appointment. I fell over and broke my foot.
Not only broke her foot, but broke the same foot that the ankle had been broken on last year.
Yeah, so it's another 6 weeks or so of not doing a much. Oh, it's frustrating. And what's more, it was an appointment about my bones, wasn't it? That's what was there in the beginning.
There's a lot of irony in all of this, yeah. So at the moment, Eliza Morea is literally sitting with her feet up.
Yes.
Making sure that there's no more injuries.
Well, let's give them the picture. I'm in bed with a dog cuddling me.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we've gone off to.
We've gone off topic, but hey, shout out to Taz and Asher, awesomely off topic. Anyway, so the Kitty picks up the parcels, and then he turns up, and there's a pig character in a dressing gown and slippers.
Hang on, where's
just down here at the bottom? There's a little pig
right.
character, and Kitty goes, "Your packages, sir," and the pig there's a question mark.
Is that?
Yeah, it's like, huh? And then Kitty says here, John Pig. And then the pig says, that's not me. And he says, who are you? What do you stand for? And he says, that's a very good question. And the pig goes, don't come back, find God. And he goes, okay. And
what? I'm not sure I get any of that. He's delivered to the wrong
James
place.
kind of writes in quite sort of almost like an existential manner. He's talking a lot about sort of spirituality and sort of being more in tune with the spiritual side of things.
Clearly, I'm not spiritual because I've lost the plot here. But anyway, he's delivered to the wrong place.
So he goes back to his van and they go, "Hey, it's my boy Lion." And this Lion character comes along and they're talking about having haven't seen him
Whose
for all.
boy? Whose boy, Lion?
Boy Lion is coming in here. Is another character coming into it.
Right, okay, yes. I rather like the Lion. I'd like to see him a bit more. He's rather good, isn't
Yeah.
he?
So Lion and Kitty are having a conversation, and they go across a construction site, and then they give each other a big hug. Good, great to link up. And then Lion says yes, good stuff, and they say bye later.
Oh, yes.
Kitty carries on walking along with this package, and he sits down and looks up at the sky.
He's sitting on the... Is that it?
Yeah, he's lying on the package.
It might be breakable.
It might be breakable. And then he suddenly realises he's running late and locked out. So he's locked out of his van, so he jumps through the window of his van
Right, let's hope it's open.
and drives off at a speed to carry on making his deliveries. And then he actually ends up crashing into a milk van. And he's saying, "Why is this happening?" And
Excuse me, I can't really see that.
yeah. So he's
That's
crashed
the
into a milk van and there's milk bottles coming pouring out.
All right.
Here I can see a lot of similarities to Sendak's stuff in the Night Kitchen.
Well,
The way
no, I don't know
the way
that
the
one.
way the vehicles are drawn and stuff like that.
Have I
in the
seen
background.
that one?
No, we could actually do it as an episode
Yes.
of this because it is presented in a comic book form, even though it's a storybook,
Okay.
and it's one of the.
Shall we think
yeah,
about that another
we'll think
day?
about that another
Because
day.
you're confusing me.
Anyway, so Kitty carries on driving, and he drives into the night, and then stops out in like what looks like the desert with stars all around him. And so he crawls up on top of his van, goes to sleep with a tarpaulin on top of him.
Yes. Yeah.
He goes, "That's low key comfy."
It certainly is. Like,
And then dawn breaks, and he goes, "That's crazy." And he says, "I guess this must be the desert."
he hasn't delivered his parcel, right?
No, so he's not delivered the parcel. So he turns around and he throws away his work cap and says, "Begone, work cap, I'm reborn." So it's like a lot of things, but it's tapping into sort of spirituality and mental awareness again.
What's the name of the writer?
James Collier.
Well, Mr. Collier doesn't stop littering, does he? He's all about all this stuff. Oh, is that supposed to be a...
And then some birds that could potentially be vultures because he's in the desert.
Oh, they think it might be dead. And if it lays there
then
any
there's
longer, it might be.
And then there's a snake appears at the end, and Kitty's now lying on the ground in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
And he decides to walk off because he suddenly realises that maybe the wildlife is after him.
Right. Hang on, he's lost his van somewhere.
He's lost his van now because he's walked away from it. So he comes across some water, thinking it's an ocean or a river, and he finds a raft. And he said someone died on it because there's a pile of bones on top of the raft.
Oh, right.
So he moves the bones out of the way and then goes off into the sea. He says, "Fresh air, gulls, salt water, this is the life for me." And then a shark pops up. The shark goes, "Kid." And he goes, "Ah, a shark." And the shark jumps up and swallows him.
Sharks?
Yeah.
Bit of trouble with my... I can't talk. Do sharks jump?
I don't
think
I don't
they
know.
do.
If you've seen Jaws, the movie Jaws, which is all about massive killer sharks, you probably would believe that they do jump out of
No,
water.
they come out of the water.
Yeah.
But do, you know...
Artistic license.
Oh, okay.
So he's inside. We've got a shot of Kitty's inside the shark,
Oh, right.
and he goes, "Looks like there's items in here which could be of use, such as this snorkel and a pack of cigarettes." We see a panel of the shark being bashed about from Kitty's trying to bash his way out from the inside.
And it works.
And it works. And then he manages to get out and gives the shark a cigarette.
Oh,
And they're both smoking, and then Kitty puts on the snorkel mask and dives out.
it's hard to see that when it comes up.
Yeah. He said never figured I'd see the ocean, much less swim in it. And he's now at the bottom of the sea where you've got sea creatures floating around.
Well, it is fairly unusual to be able to walk from a desert directly into the sea, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a bit of a sort of a surreal edge to it.
Oh, you don't say.
So Kitty...
Oh, sorry,
Go on,
we're
carry
not
on.
gone. I was going to ask, has he got sticking plaster?
Yeah. So Kitty ends up on a little island, and him and a seal sit on the island and smoke a cig. And then a boat comes along, and he goes, "A boat! Looks like I'm saved." So there's this big ocean-going liner comes up alongside him, and he throws down the anchor, which hits him on the head. Excuse me.
That panel's rather. Why is that colour?
So I think looking here, most of the colours are kind of more sort of pastel, more
Yes.
lighter colours. But James has taken the opportunity here to use a really vivid red to pick out.
Has he been bonked on the head?
Been bonked on the head, so he's used the red here to really pick out that panel and give it some impact. So he climbs up onto the ship, and there's a salty old sea dog as a captain, and he says, "Swab the deck." And
he starts to have to work.
he starts working on there.
What's going on in here? Because I can't see that clearly enough.
So the captain comes across and he goes, "What's that?" He says, "Your dinner, a cracker and rum." And again, we see Kitty in a cabin eating his cracker and drinking the rum, going, "Things are really looking up for me." comes back onto land, and he says, I am poor." He's walking along some deserted train tracks. He smokes his last cigarette. And he's "Why are there so many coffee cups in his gutter?" He's lying in the gutter.
How has he lit his cigarettes, given that he's been in the water? Even if he had some matches, he would.
It looks like he's got a lighter, actually.
Well, wouldn't that be damaged in?
Could be.
Yeah. I see. This is not real, is it?
It's not real. It's very surreal. And he makes his way to a phone booth where he calls up his friend Pup. And then
Where's Pup?
he's calling him here on the phone.
Okay.
And so he arranges to meet him at the Nobody's Perfect Bar and Grill. And then the last page of this story, meets up with his friend Pup, and they're sitting there at the bar having a beer. And he's told him the story of what's happened to him throughout these last couple of days, sort of trying to find employment and everything.
But he had a job, he just messed it up.
Yeah. And he said, "Needless to say, I'm looking for work again. So if you have any leads, and I can't pay for this beer." And Pop just like despondently puts his head in his hands.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
They come outside and it starts snowing. And he said, "The first snowfall," and Kitty says, "Can I like borrow a bus ticket?" And the closing panel is Kitty going off on a bus with some headphones on, listening to music.
Where did he get the headphones?
I don't know. Maybe they were hidden in his pocket.
Yeah, they would have got damaged, wouldn't they?
They would have got damaged.
What's this for colouring?
So, like I say, James does a lot of sort of working out of ideas. And it has got this kind of odd, surreal feeling to it. So this is kind of a character that's almost made out of a sheet of paper. So it's like really thin. So you can just sort of see the form of a body here. There's an arm, legs there, and it stands up. But because it's made of paper, it blows off into the wind.
Oh right. I have to say, all I can see is Mope scribbling.
Well, here, it's just used this sort of just darker, more purple colour, just in line only. But it's definitely got a very sort of surreal edge to it. And then we see this character flying off into the sky.
Yeah, we'll pass on that one, I think. Mystified.
Sometimes
What?
comics don't have to make sense. Sometimes they can just be comics.
Well, that's fine if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I was really pleased that I could get this because it was a small press comic from the States, and luckily there's a good comic shop called Gosh in London who specialise in bringing in small press stuff.
Gosh.
Yeah, Gosh with an exclamation mark. Yeah,
Right.
I need to do a
Does that
road
mean
trip.
it's expensive to get over here?
It was more expensive. Yeah, it was more expensive.
How much did it cost?
I think it's cost about 15
Right.
pounds.
Yeah, that is.
And it's because it's published in small quantities and stuff as well. So
And it's nice paper.
yeah, it's on really
not rubbish, is
really
it?
good quality paper. So we've got another short story here called Coffee Shop, where we've got a character sitting in a coffee shop, drinking coffee, and then he turns around and asks for another cup of coffee. And this little sort of what looks like an alligator character wanders off to get a fresh cup. And there's a pipe which blinks, which leaks out coffee. So he's topping up the coffee cup.
It'd be cold by the time it got to you, wouldn't it? It's not real.
Yeah.
To remind me.
And we see another character, like looks like kind of a duck or some kind of bird. And he says, "This place is depressing," and he wanders off. So we're getting quite surreal in this one. He's walking off, and it looks like there's a storm going to break. And he's wandering around, obviously quite worried about what's happening.
What's this about God?
So apparently, it looks like he's saying here that that God is responsible for bringing the coffee into the world.
Well, arguably, if you believe that sort of thing, God's responsible for everything, so of course he is.
Yeah, sort of the drops have fallen into this cup. The little alligator character has fallen asleep, and the God is in like a thought bubble. And he says, "My cup runneth over."
Oh my goodness.
So there's a bit of a pun there. We've got the little bird character who says, "Need to cut this out of my life, causes stress," and he throws away the coffee. And there are people protesting.
About what?
And so they said, the bird character says, what are they protesting? And the other guy who's sitting next to him says, "Coffee, group of religious fanatics who think coffee is the blood of God. By drinking it, you're killing God."
Oh dear, that will offend a lot of people.
And then we go back to the character we saw right at the beginning of the story. He says, "Where's my drink?" And the alligator character comes up and he says, "Sorry for the wait." And he drinks the coffee. And he says, "Tastes like poo."
Oh, I'm getting exasperated, especially with that one. But
That was a
we've got the
very
bicycle.
surreal. It's a very surreal story.
Yeah.
There's a lot of visual sort of storytelling in there, and coming through. So the title story of the comic, we've come back to Kitty again, our hero from the first story.
I'm just thinking of that line in oh dear, an Irish soap opera. We saw a bit.
Are
You
you
on
on
glue?
So the next story is Kitty in Flat Tire, as the title of the whole comic. Kitty's on his bike riding through town, and there are tacks or pins on the ground, and they burst his back tire.
Yes.
And Kitty's like, "That's it, it's over, finished. And frankly, I always knew this day would come." And he says, "Does anyone have a pump?" And we see a city scene where people are just happily just wandering around, just having normal life. And he sees a hot dog stand, and there's the smell of the hot dogs coming over to him.
I'll interrupt. If you can hear background noise, that's the dustbin people.
It's bin day.
Getting the rubbish.
It's bin day here today,
Yes,
so
that's
our
right.
bins are being emptied. So Kitty, he's trying to make a call, but doesn't succeed. Goes and buys himself a hot dog, and he's walking along, eating the hot dog and pedaling his bike along.
I don't know what to say about this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's just got this kind of real surreal edge to it, which are there's a lot about sort of not psychology. What's the
Wellness.
what kind? No, what's the one when you talk about religion?
I don't know. Church.
Not sociology.
Philosophy.
Philosophy. It's a very philosophical. Thank you. It's a very philosophical comic. There's a lot about thinking about stuff and how thoughts work and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And another character comes along and says, "Can you do something transgressive, please?" And Kitty goes,
Does
"No."
transgressive mean?
Against the norm.
Right.
So something out of the ordinary. So Kitty gives him the rest of his hot dog. And he says to the character, "What do you think about living at the city?" And he says, "It's all right." And then they're starting to talk about politics, but he says he doesn't have to answer it. Then he asks him if he can fix his bike, and the other character says he hasn't got a clue.
Well, what's going on here?
So flipping over to the next page, this is a water tower.
Oh yes.
So in America they have towers which are big containers full of water up
And
above.
so do we.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So Kitty then turns around and says, "I need to tell you about my childhood," and the tone of the comic changes here from more traditional panels with speech bubbles into this really nice watercolor
Yes.
full page illustration. And Kitty starts talking about his life, and he said he had two eyes to see the world with, because all the time Kitty's got this sticking plaster over his eye.
Why? Oh, because he's lost an eye.
I don't know whether he's lost an eye or if it's just
Or it
injured.
just feels like sticking plaster
Yeah.
over it. Actually, could it be because this is real bit, but certainly in the past when people had a squint or something, they used to have glasses with sticking plaster on it, didn't they?
I saw a picture of that just this week. There's an
don't
actress who had that at school. There's a picture of her at school with a plaster over her eye, on her glasses. A big
That's it.
sticking plaster stuck on her glasses.
Do people do that anymore?
I don't think so.
No.
I think they sometimes might wear patches, but
I'm not even sure
Yeah.
about that.
anyway, we see a little shack, and there's a dog character calling Kitty in for his supper, and he says, "Where's that kitty cat?" It says, "Climbing it, if I had to hazard a guess." And Kitty's standing on.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
He says, "Where's that kitty cat?" And Kitty's climbing, if I had to wager a guess.
Oh, right.
And he's
yes.
climbing, and there's another large panel, there's actually no panels here. There's a large picture of Kitty sitting on top of a sort of a mound of rocks.
Yeah, we'll be retrieving kittens from weird places.
Yeah.
won't
And then they climb up to another stack of rocks, and
Mm-hmm.
then he's with another, like a little rabbit character, and they're looking up at the night sky. And then we've got a full page panel of the night sky with lots of stars and the moon in
What
it.
does it say in that little thing?
And at the bottom, it says, "Do you have a favourite one?" Meaning the stars. And he says, "We forgot about dinner," so they run off and they run back down to come back for dinner.
I thought Breeze was going to respond to that word, but she's asleep.
And they come running back through a almost like a little maze of stones or bricks or something like that.
That's all bitty and
Back to where the shack is, where their food is. And he says, "I was born into a family of dogs. I never once questioned where I came from." And then he says, "Later on in life, I lost an eye." So he's actually lost this eye. That's where he wears
Right.
sticking plaster over. And the other character says, "I'm out." And
Pardon?
he says, "I'm out.
Oh.
I'm leaving."
Yeah. Go slower because I keep missing
Sorry.
what you're saying.
So Kitty's wandering off. He says, "I'm still stuck carrying this thing, his bike." And he says, "Long road ahead. At least the route is somewhat scenic."
Yeah.
And he ends up in the park and he finds Lion.
Oh, well, I quite like Lion.
Comes back to Lion, and they go, "Yeah, he is."
And look at the state of his bike. 'Cause
Yeah.
both the tyres are done. There's a nice tree there. I always
You like the? Yeah,
I
Eliza
do
Moray.
like trees.
Eliza Moray does like trees.
In real life as well as...
Yeah.
Yes.
So Kitty is talking with Lion, and then Lion says, "Then you had an obvious transportation issue because his
Yeah.
bike is standing there with a flat tire."
2 flat tyres. Hasn't there got 2 flat tyres?
No, just the one.
Is this one okay then?
The front one's okay. The back one's punctured.
Oh, it's turning round the other
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
I got confused because
Yeah.
turn the bike round. Well, there you go.
And Lion's looking at the bike and saying, "I can't make head nor tails of this." And Kitty saying, "It's a flat tire." And he says, "My honest advice, if I had any to give, would be to leave it for someone else to deal with." And the Kitty and Lion just walk off into the day.
Well, there we go. Selfish.
Yeah,
Very selfish.
yeah.
We've
And then we
finished
have
it
another
now?
page. We have another page of just like character sketches and sort of little settings and stuff going through. And then on the very back cover, we have Pop, who is the character
Yeah,
Kitty met in the bar, and he's just going for a walk in the snow.
that's it.
I see him going into his apartment, sitting there reading a book with the radio on, and then he's back out in the snow again. It's just a little sort of a vignette type thing.
Yes. Can I give my
Yeah.
opinion?
So please do.
Love the artwork.
Yeah,
Love the colours.
yeah,
Don't like anything that's going on in it because I just thought, oh, what's this? Much ado about nothing.
well,
Yes, I know you like it. Don't argue with me.
I'm not.
I'm just giving my opinion.
Yeah,
Yes. So as you were talking about that towards the end, my mind was drifting off to the bin people outside. See, it was more. I thought the bin noise was more important or more entertaining. But I just love this fun thing, and I really like the look of the characters. Yeah, but the very thing that he does, which is this surreal thing,
Yeah.
that's what you like, and I absolutely don't. Surreal art, like
Dali.
Dali,
Yeah.
I really like
Absolutely.
very much. But I'd also liked it was very logical the way it was set out. Love the colours.
So the colours have been a really big influence on me, and they're using colours more like this in my work now.
Yes, yeah.
I really like the way James puts his stuff together. For my point of view, I quite like this odd, surreal feeling to it. And
Yes.
it is. It's quite philosophical. It's sort of thinking about life and how you get through life.
Yeah, littering and being selfish. So it's all sides, isn't it?
It's all sides. Yeah.
I'm afraid Mr. What's his name?
James Collier.
Sorry, Mr. Collier, I forgot your name then. I only give it 4.
Oh dear.
And that is mostly because of the colours. Could you just open it for me
Yeah.
again, please? Is that... I can't see that properly. Is that uppercase?
It is uppercase.
Oh dear. Well, given that there's only got 4 points, I won't take off another one for being just uppercase. So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
That was a big disappointment. I looked at the front and I thought, oh, this is going to be good. I love this. Look at the first page, and after a bit, I'm drifting off with, right, so.
Clearly not your sort of thing.
Definitely not my sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that's no... The artwork, I just
Yeah,
love
I really
the
like-
way it looks, the paper,
Yeah.
all of that.
I love the way
brilliant.
this is put together. Small press stuff quite often has really good production values because it is made in smaller quantities. They can take more time and care over how things are actually made. So yeah, it's on really nice quality paper. The printing's really good. It's really nice. Even though James works in quite sort of a pastel lighter
They
tones
go
of colours.
together, these
Yeah.
toning and everything. And he has a bit of yellow on there, but I don't think he likes yellow as much as
Yeah.
I just as you do. And then your next page is all yellow. Take that back. I'm talking rubbish.
So he's using yellow as a sky colour here. Yeah.
Although arguably that's cream.
Yeah. But it's informed how I'm making comics at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good thing to take away
Yeah.
from them.
But yeah, so there's a lot of references to underground comics and I would say children's books as well. So there's a lot of Seuss in there. There's Maurice Sendak. There's definitely some hints of Crumb in there. Crumb used.
You didn't point that out, so I don't know which bits are Crumb and. I'm not familiar with everybody enough to be able to look for it.
That's
myself.
very true because whilst I know what I'm talking about with comics because I've read them like my whole life. Eliza Mariah hasn't read comics and
not things I've got that
and
Jackie
is not
magazine.
Yeah, is not as visually literate as I am, so I can picture people's style straight away when I look at other stuff.
So could you show me where Crumb was referenced?
The fact that he's using a cat as the main character, Crumb created a character called Fritz the Cat.
Oh, I remember you mentioning
we've talked about Fritz the Cat.
Yes.
And the way the cities are kind of drawn in almost like a silhouette style at the back.
I like that very much because that means that the background doesn't take away from the actual action.
Absolutely,
so the background is truly in the background.
So there's a lovely as we come towards the end of the story when Kitty arrives back at land and you can see this city on the horizon. That to me is very much like Crumb. That look very much like a scene from Fritz the Cat.
Right.
So the way he's like arranged the buildings in,
I'll have
in
to
the
look
frame.
at Fritz the Cat.
We need to get Fritz the Cat because I just think it's such a great and important comic.
Yes. Let me clarify. Is that a naughty one?
That is a naughty one.
I look forward to it. Oh, sorry, I forgot I'm a lady.
Yeah, so, but no, I think I've realised as I sort of got back into comics over the last 5 or 6 years, I've realised how much I actually enjoy independent comics, more small press stuff, because there's more freedom to tell stories the way you want to. You don't have to follow, an A to B point in the story. You can go off on tangents, and it's not for everyone, as we've just proved here.
Yes. I think that there's been very few comics that I really liked the stories of. Very few. Because this is more... Well, is it the ones you choose? Is it because you choose this kind of thing to actually have in your collection?
Well, no, we've kind of looked at a bit of everything.
Oh, there was that one. I can't remember his name. He went off and helped people.
Do you mean Gru?
Gru.
We go back to Gru again, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good story.
Gru has more
of the Barneys.
Yeah, Gru has more of a sort of traditional storytelling. He goes off on adventures, or rather misadventures.
I've just realised.
Go on.
That one can have 5 points.
Oh, okay.
And an extra point, because as far as I remember, there were no blooming Barneys in there.
There were no fights in it.
No. Which is, I find it irritating. I'm reading a book at the moment. Every 5 minutes they're having a fight. So every 5 minutes I'm skimming over a few pages. But yes, so give it 5.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go. So there we go. That's Flat Tire by James Collier. Lovely little piece of comic book work. Yeah, with definitely a surreal edge to it. But again, it's small press stuff. I love the way they're made. They're put together. It's on really nice quality paper and stuff.
I look forward to hearing your comments. Whether are you Morgan's team or my team? I'm talking about the content. But,
yeah.
Yes, look forward to your comments. Oh, by the way, does everybody on the podcast realise that this is going up on YouTube too?
Yeah, so over the last couple of weeks, we've actually started because we film these as well as record audio for the podcast, but we're actually filming these as well. For the last 3 weeks, I've started uploading them to my YouTube channel. So if you search for Morgan Gleave on YouTube, you should find, or even better, just search Morgan Talks Comics, and you'll find the videos of the reviews we've done. They're running about 4 weeks behind the podcast,
Yes, yes,
but because we film these as well as, so obviously comics are a visual medium, so we want you to see what we're talking about.
yes, because we were doing the podcast, and I think it was me that said, "Well, why aren't we seeing it?" It just
Absolutely,
makes sense,
absolutely,
doesn't
and
it?
with them being a visual medium, it makes sense. So for the last 8 or so weeks, we've been filming them. So I have a backlog of stuff. But yeah, if you look for Morgan Talks Comics on YouTube, you'll find the videos of those. So you'll actually be able to see what we're talking about as well as
Yes,
hearing it.
yes. And suggestions, we'd like some suggestions of comics, like ones that you really like.
Please do, yeah. We'd love to, because obviously I've got a large collection of comics that we can go through and I can pick stuff out. But yeah, let's have some suggestions for other comics to look at.
And your comments.
Yeah, we'd love to hear what you think of the show.
Yeah, and if you choose a comic, please tell us why you like it. It could be even you choose one you don't like and tell us that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, we'd like some interaction with people. When I read that list, when I found out how many different countries that this was going out to, I was amazed and thrilled, and well, I'm very grateful that it goes out and people spend a bit of time listening to us buggying along.
Absolutely.
So it'd be nice to have more countries next week.
Who knows? Maybe we'll have some other countries appear next week.
Yes, let's have Italy. Somebody from Italy.
Yeah, I don't think we've had it. And Italy's got a rich history of comic book and cartooning.
Yes, and it's my favourite country.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from our own.
And on that bombshell, we'll say bye until next week.
Bye.
Bye.